All right, I'm sitting in the car at the parking lot at the airport, just getting ready to head into work. Thought I'd update everyone on what's going on with the sling build. Um, the fuel tank just quite doesn't fit. It's just slightly off, and I think it's due to the instructions say that that's a wing jig, and I've been told now that it's not a wing jig, so don't use it as a jig. But yeah, it just doesn't quite fit on the wing. I went to Oshkosh last summer. I talked to Evan about it, and Evan suggested I might, take the tank apart and rebuild it. It seems like a lot of work with all that Pro Seal. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I also talked to Jean. He said he just builds his tank. He just sits them on the table and builds them. And I was like, oh, okay. But what really got me thinking was that comment on the last video from Brian, when he said, this is not a wing jig. Don't use it as a jig. And then it clicked. I was like, oh, yeah, that's not a jig. So I don't know if I'm going to take the tank apart, rebuild it, or maybe order another one and try again. Not sure yet, but the project's been benched for a little bit. Also, last year when I was at Oshkosh, I met a guy and he had a partially built Rans S21 Outbound, which I ended up buying off of him and bringing back home to Utah. So I'm gonna start working on that. I've actually started. I've got some videos already in the can. I'll start releasing those videos. He had the tail feathers pretty much done, the wing like 75% done. So about the same spot where I'm at on the sling. I just kind of want to start with a fresh slate, so I started building on the fuselage, which hasn't even been started from him. So, and then once I get the fuselage good and going, I'll go and see what he's done with the wings and everything. But so far, pretty impressed with the Rans build. Rans, it's been pretty easy. Everything's lined up pretty well. So, some other things, I've moved home from Wisconsin. I'm back in Utah. I did get remarried, so not really doing the bachelor pad thing, building in my living room anymore. I saw some of those comments. Those were pretty good. But yeah, we'll just kind of switch gears. I'll build the Rans. I'm going to shelve the sling until after the Rans is done, and then figure out where to go from there. But thanks everyone for tagging along with the sling build. Hopefully you'll stick around and watch the Rans S21 Outbound, and it's kind of more my mission as well. I love to do a lot of backcountry flying. I had a Cessna 172 with just a little bit bigger tires on them, and used to fly that backcountry and also do a little bit of instruction on the side out of it. But I got made an offer for that plane and sold it, and that's what I bought the Rans with. But now I'm kind of without a plane to fly, so I feel like the Rans will be easier to complete and get done in a faster time than the sling. But yep, stick around. Appreciate everyone, all your comments and support, and as we kind of shift gears here into the Rans. But thank you. All right.